Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. We are back again. We're touching base with Oregon, and Oregon has a couple interesting ballot measures. One in regards to impeachment. Now, I want to believe every state has the power to impeach the said, to impeach and remove, of course, the said offices of the said the state of Oregon. Whoever's holding those offices, they have the power to do that. Well, Oregon, I don't necessarily think they do that. But now I think they're now officially giving Oregon's state legislature the authority and the power to do that such action. So let's take a look. Measure 115. This measure would amend the state constitution to give Oregon's legislature the authority to impeach and remove the governor, attorney general, secretary of state, and other statewide elected offices. Now, officials. Now, let's keep in mind who occupies the offices of Oregon. Well, Democrats, right? Up and down. Who occupies the offices in the state and local Senate? In the House and Senate? Democrats, right? So really, do you think they're going to go and impeach each other? No. So once in a blue moon, unless something really, 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 really bad happens where the Democrats would look really bad of not impeaching this guy and they do it anyway. Otherwise, it's a once in a blue moon. It's probably never going to happen in a lifetime. Very rare do we see governors get impeached. Well, we saw Cuomo almost get impeached, and yeah, that was a blue state. That said, Cuomo was so bad that even his brother was fired from CNN, which was obvious there. So you'll see the measure, you'll see mostly liberal counties support this ballot measure. It's kind of weird because I feel like I'd support this ballot measure because you want to hold your governor accountable, especially when it's a liberal Democrat governor. So, of course, in Oregon, I would basically be like, hey, you know what? The Democrats and I can understand why people are saying no in this ballot measure. Like, it's not like the Democrats are going to impeach their guy anyway. No ended up winning Mulhor County. Let's go ahead and see, yes, Multnomah County, right up here, voted yes, 80%. That is the county that holds Portland, and very, very liberal county. It's the most liberal county in the state. It's going in for the yes option. While no is being led by Grant County. Grant. I wonder where Grant County is. Yeah, right here, Grant. I'm noticing a pattern. All these seem to be Republican counties. Sure, Mulhor County voted 71% for Donald Trump, and it voted for this ballot measure by 55%. It's really up to you, I guess. There's no party endorsement or no party preference. It's your preference. And I would tell you from my perspective as a citizen who is advocating for small government, you want to make sure you can hold your leaders accountable and hold, of course, your governor and all these said offices accountable. They need to be held accountable. And, of course, if they're doing something corrupt, it's up to the people to contact their state legislature to tell them to impeach them. So obviously I would support this ballot measure despite seemingly more liberal counties coming out and endorsing it. But once again, this isn't a party endorsement sort of thing. It is a preference. So we take a look at measure 116, and this measure, if passed, looking here, this measure would amend the state constitution to establish an independent commission to determine the salaries of specific state officials. So basically how much state officials get paid. We know how much the left likes to tax the rich. Apparently this is their thing because politicians and, of course, state officials, they have a lot of money and they would be called more upper class. So I'd see that why we have counties like Multnomah and even down here, counties that are down here with the Democrat establishment there. But ultimately, this ballot measure failed. You could say a conservative swept it this time. You'll see definitely not one Trump county voted against this ballot measure, meaning conservatives knew to vote against this. But of course, this would create a public service compensation commission. This independent commission, and it failed. It will not be the case. 52.5%. That's a 5-point win against the yes option. No is fueled with Sherman County, and Sherman right up here, just 2 counties east of Multnomah County and Portland. Sherman County, 75%, 819 votes to 269 votes to the yes column. So that is, of course, Sherman County. The yes option, Benton County, is not Multnomah this time. It's actually pretty decisive. Benton, right here, 58%. And it's a blue county. It's a Democrat county, believe it or not. You'll see 68%. Almost 70% of the county voted for Kamala Harris. That's pretty good, if you do ask me myself. And who really lives in this county? 33,000 people, 14,000 people. I would say not much. Not many people live and reside in this county. 26,913 for the yes. So obviously this is a liberal, progressive county, despite being pretty rural. Away from Salem, away from Portland. All right. This one's interesting. Measure 117, establish ranked choice voting statewide. This one was slammed. No. Landslide, 57.7% saying no. You only got 3 counties that are in favor, and usually it's liberals that like ranked choice voting. You'll have, of course, Benton, you got Multnomah, and you got Hood River County. It's Maine and Alaska that are the 2 notable states that use ranked choice voting. But, of course, ranked choice voting has been demonized because it's really been pointless. That, of course, would result to, of course, 4 top race in the said nominee. It's hard to explain, but it's a top 4 sort of race in the general election, and a lot of people say, you know what, this just screws up the results. We don't necessarily know why, but yes, you'll see yes is mainly getting support of Multnomah County, 57%, not surprised. No is getting support from Sherman once again. Sherman County, right up here, the county just east of Portland. It's fueling the no option with 82% of the popular vote. So yes, we've talked a lot about ranked choice voting, why it's not good. It says this measure would enable voters to rank their preferences for candidates in federal and state elections starting in 2028. No, 2028 is far away. So why are we doing this now? From 4 years from now? I don't know. But of course, this ballot measure was like, it's bad enough we're starting these things in 2028. So we take a look at Measure 118, increase corporate tax and issue rebates to residents. So, of course, this one was a huge no. So this measure would establish a rebate system in which residents who live in the state at least 200 days a year would collect money guaranteed by tax corporations, a minimum of 3% of their sales over $25 million. 77.5% says, no, that's not a good idea. You'll see the county that fueled the no option the most is Harney County. Wherever Harney County, it's right here. It's a pretty good conservative county. You'll see 78% for Donald Trump there. And of course, this would increase corporate tax and rebate. So of course, this is big government and high taxes mixed in one. Oregon is a state where, once again, it's a libertarian state. It's a left-wing libertarian state. Guns, I'll tell you, there was a time in Oregon where guns were pretty popular. 2022, we saw a gun control ballot measure that passed in 2022, but it barely passed. There was a huge opposition, and even some blue counties voted against this ballot measure. But there's Portland, and as long as left-wing Portland exists, it's going to be very hard to get some conservative ballot measures passed. But when it comes to taxes and big government, it seems that most Oregonians are on the same page when it comes to big government and all this said stuff. So, yeah, landslide 77.5%, and a sizable win there. So, yeah, what about the county that supported the yes option the most? It's actually Multnomah. Yeah, Multnomah, 73% there. But yeah, this one's on ranked choice. Let's go all the way down. Okay, so increase rebates. All right. Ensure cannabis workers' right to collective bargaining. So this is no legalization of cannabis or marijuana. Instead, this one is an interesting ballot measure because if passed, this measure would require cannabis businesses to remain neutral on labor issues and allow their employees to organize. So this is, of course, worker rights sort of deal. 56.7%. Oregon is a pretty big labor union worker sort of state, fueled in Portland. Then again, it's a big lumber state. Then again, the beaver is the symbol of the state of Oregon, and the lumber industry is, of course, huge in this big state. But ultimately, labor unions, they have their role in the state of Oregon. 56.7% in support of this ballot measure. You're seeing more blue counties supporting it, more red counties that aren't really so fond of labor unions. They're voting against it. The yes option, 74% in support of yes. Multnomah County, that is held by Multnomah County with 74% of the popular vote. In no, coming in on the no, is Sherman County right here, 72%. They're like, we don't really want to guarantee this. We don't really commit to this. This county, interestingly, despite being kind of far away from Portland, it's kind of a blue county to the most part. It votes Democrat in some elections. It just has Medford. Medford has some sort of institution or something that keeps it compatible. But anyway, I think those are our ballot measures. But anyway, what do you guys think in regards to this video? Let me know down below. And as always, I will see you all in the next political episode.